back to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we learned the figures of speech, alliteration and repetition. Today, we are going to learn another few interesting figures of speech.
Take a look at this image displayed before you. What do you see? There are two dancers performing on the stage, while there are three judges judging the contest. The first judge says that the girl in red is so graceful. The second judge agrees with the first judge and says that she dances as gracefully as a peacock. The third judge agrees with the first two judges. Now, take a look at the comment made by the second judge. She says that she dances as gracefully as a peacock. Now, does the girl in red in any way resemble a peacock? No. So, what has been done here? Yes, there is a comparison being made between the girl in red and a peacock. Let's have a look at the other image. What do you see in this image? Yes, there is a singer singing on the stage and there are three judges who are judging the contest. The first judge exclaims in appreciation. The second judge says that she sings so well. And the third judge says that she is a nightingale in the making. Once more, do you think that the singer on the stage has actually become a nightingale? Definitely not. So, what has been done here is that, again, there is a comparison being made. Now, take a look at this image. Here, if you observe, there is a direct comparison being made between the girl and the peacock. However, in this image, there is an indirect comparison being made between the girl and the nightingale. So by now, have you guessed what are we going to learn today? Yes, what we are going to learn today are the figures of speech, particularly dealing with comparison, which are simile and metaphor. Take a look at this sentence. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Here I, the speaker, compares himself to a cloud. What is this figure of speech? It is a simile. In a simile, there is an explicit or direct comparison between two unlike objects having at least one aspect in common. Here you see the speaker and the cloud are completely unlike of each other. Yet there is a comparison being made. There is a direct comparison being made. And the one common aspect is that of being lonely. So here you must always remember, in a simile, there is usage of terms like or as. So it is easy for you to understand and distinguish between the simile and another figure of speech dealing with comparison. Let's have a look at some of the examples. The frog was hungry like a wolf. Again, the frog and the wolf are completely unlike of each other. Yet, what you observe is that there is a direct comparison being made between the frog and the wolf. And the common aspect here is that of it being hungry. This pizza is as cold as ice. Here, again, there is a direct comparison being made between the pizza and the ice. And the common aspect here is of it being cold. Yes. We are like two peas in a pod. We over here could stand for two best friends. So here, the best friends are directly compared to two peas in a pod, which are always together. So the common aspect here is that of togetherness. They fought like cats and dogs. Again, the two boys are directly compared to cats and dogs. And what is a common aspect here? Yes, the fight between the two is the common aspect here. Let's have a look at some of the literary examples. The very mystery of him excited her curiosity like a door that had neither lock nor key. This has been taken from Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Here, the mystery of the man has been directly compared to a door that has neither lock nor key, which means the mystery of the man does not unravel so easily, just like a door that cannot be opened easily because it has no lock nor key. My heart is as an anvil unto sorrow, which beats upon it like the Cyclops' hammers. This has been taken from the famous play Edward II by Christopher Marlowe. Here, if you observe closely, there are two comparisons being made. The first one is where the speaker, that is the king in the play, is saying that his heart is as an anvil, that is, he is directly comparing his heart to an anvil. Anvil means a huge block of iron used by blacksmiths to bring metals into shape, which beats upon it like the Cyclops hammer. Cyclops here is a mythological creature. So, just like a hammer is beaten upon or is hit upon an anvil, similarly the sorrow beats upon the heart of the king, thus causing him great misery. So here you see, heart, the king's heart has been directly compared to an anvil and sorrow has been directly compared to the hammer. This is from the poem A Red, Red Rose by Robert Burns. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. Here, the poet compares his love to a red rose. Here again, you see there is a direct comparison which has been made. The direct comparison has been made to a red rose that's newly sprung, that's newly blossomed in June, and his love has also been directly compared to the melody that's sweetly played in tune. Freezing dusk is closing like a slow trap of steel. This has been taken from the poem The Warm and the Cold by Ted Hughes. Here, dusk is the later part of the evening, suggesting that the day is coming to an end, compounded with freezing. This has been compared to a slow trap of steel. Once more, what you observe is that there is a direct comparison which is being made. Take a look at the sentence here. My baby brother is a cute little teddy bear. Whose baby brother can be a cute little teddy bear? Is it possible? No. Again, what you see is that there is a comparison being made. However, there is no direct comparison here. So, what is this figure of speech? Yes, the figure of speech is metaphor. In a metaphor, there is an implicit or indirect comparison made between two unlike objects. So here, again, a baby brother is completely unlike to that of a little teddy bear. However, there is an indirect comparison made between the two of it. Always remember, in the figure of speech of metaphor, two objects are treated as one and the same. Let's have a look at some of the examples. The rain came down in long knitting needles. Now, do you think the rain actually became into long knitting needles? No. So what has happened here is that an indirect comparison has been made between the rain and the long knitting needles. So just like long knitting needles pierce, similarly the rains were piercing. The boy was a fish in the water. Again, the boy has not actually become a fish in the water. Rather, there is an indirect comparison again being made between the boy and the fishes in the water. The camel is the ship of the desert. Once more, the camel is not actually the ship of the desert. Rather, there is an indirect comparison which has been made between the camel and the ship. As the camel transports people from one place to another, similar is the case with the ship that transports people from one way to another. The calm lake was a mirror. Once more, you see over here that there is an indirect comparison being made between a lake and a mirror. Now, if you observe closely, the lake is also reflecting the image just like that of a mirror. So here you see there is an indirect comparison being made between the lake and the mirror. Let's have a look at some of the literary examples. All the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. This has been taken from the famous pastoral comedy As You Like It by William Shakespeare. Over here, if you observe closely, the playwright William Shakespeare has made an indirect comparison between the world and a stage and men and women and players, which means that the world is like a stage and the men and women are like the players, like the actors on the stage. So what you observe here is that there is an indirect comparison being made between the world and the stage and men and women and the players. The sun in the west was a drop of burning gold that slid near and nearer the sill of the world. This has been taken from The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Over here, when you observe closely, you see that there is again an indirect comparison being made between the sun setting to that of a drop of burning gold, which slids nearer and nearer the sill of the world, that is the edge of the world. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all, and sweetest in the gale is heard. This is from a famous poem, Hope is a Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Over here, the thing with feathers is nothing but a bird. So hope has been indirectly compared to a bird and also given characteristics of a bird that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all and sweetest in the gale is heard. Here you see there is an indirect comparison being made. The moon's a snowball. Again, this is a line from the poem What the Snowman Said by Vachel Lindsay. Here, there is again an indirect comparison which has been made between the moon and the snowball. I hope you have understood what is a metaphor and what is a simile. For the part on assignment, I would like you to read the poems Daffodils, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth and Dreams by Langston Hughes, and not only read it but also identify the figures of speech. This will definitely help you understand the figures of speech of metaphor and simile in a better way. For the part on evaluation and application, go down to the description and you will find the form link that I have provided to you. Do go ahead and attempt those questions. Lastly, I would like to say, do like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon for further updates. Thank you.